Well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning here. We have about a 9-hour trip ahead of us, so we are all loaded up in the car. Everybody's ready to go. We managed to fit everything in. So I'm hoping that everybody will just sleep for the first few hours, and then I'll check in once we get to our first pit stop. We're stopped for our first break. We're right around Baraboo, Wisconsin. We still have about 6 hours to go, and so far we have driven through some really heavy rain, but it hasn't been too terrible. So, yep, we're gonna, get out and stretch legs and get some snacks out of the back, get gas, go potty, and then we'll be back on the road. For Ez, but,
Then they aren't everybody.
I mean,
Did you say
whatever.
juice?
There is juice, yes.
Where?
Let's see, where is the juice? This is our second stop of the day. We are somewhere in northern Illinois amongst all the farm field. We're at a rest area, and the kids are walking around, and we're just taking a break. Then we'll get back on the road. I think we have about 4.5 more hours to go. Well, we're stopped once more for a pit stop. This will be our final stop. We just needed to get gas. The kids needed the bathroom. And we got to stretch our legs. But we have less than 2 hours to go now. We are just south of Springfield, Illinois. So, yeah, it's going well. I think everything's good. It's so windy, and we're trying to avoid that storm that's coming because I don't want to drive through that. I hope that we're there by the time that comes through. So I will check back in once we get there. We arrived in St. Louis at about 4, and we're all just super tired, and the kids are laying around and lounging, and they snacked, and some of them are hanging out with friends, and that's about it. So this is our messy hotel room already. There's Maddie and Xander. And there's Griffin lounging. Saturday morning we were on the go early for an 8 o'clock game time. It's so cold and windy here, we're hiding out in the car during halftime.
So ball play!
What's even on there?
Between games, we went to Dick's Sporting Goods to get Ezra a pair of gloves. When we were planning this trip, we knew it was going to be cold here, but we didn't realize that it was going to be this cold. You're not. Back at the hotel, Maddie had time to go swimming for a couple hours. Before we knew it, we were back at the fields for the afternoon game. You're not doing what, Griffin?
I'm not racing.
What's she doing?
I'm gonna let her run. Sign! Okay, go!
Go! How far is she going?
Sign.
What?
Sign.
What? Oh my gosh.
Speed up! Yeah!
Oh, jeez.
After the game, we went to Target. We looked around in the toy section. Sometimes it's fun to look at the little kids' toys and reminisce about things they used to have. So we did some of that. Maddie also wanted to look at slime. She found this slime that she liked. And we also got some tape and some antibiotic ointment for Ezra to put on his turf burns. Then we went to the grocery section. We all picked out something to take back to the hotel room to eat. This is one of the ways that we help keep costs down when we're traveling with our family. Before bed, Maddie had time to go swimming again. She loves to swim, and I hope she doesn't outgrow it anytime soon. Sunday morning, we packed up all of our stuff, checked out of our hotel room, and we're back at the soccer fields for our third and final game of this tournament. After this game, we hopped back in the car and hit the road headed for home. We're on our way home from St. Louis. We only made it 45 minutes before we stopped. I'm gonna get gas and we're gonna go to the bathroom, and Matilda's waiting for me. So there we are. Check in again later.
The rich man when they see me.
We drove a couple more hours and now we're stopped in a little town in Illinois. Gonna run into this gas station, and Maddie wants to see if they have slushies, and just gonna walk a little bit and we'll get back in and keep heading home. It's still like in the 60s. I know back at home there's snow, a lot of snow, so we're gonna enjoy this weather while we can. We're still stopped at a gas station in this little town in northern Illinois, and Griff and Maddie are keeping themselves busy by passing a rock back and forth because we don't have a soccer ball in the car. So you can see them. Where is she? There she is. There's Maddie. See the rock. Yep, there she goes. And there's Griff. So we've only been driving for a few hours. We still have like 6 hours to go to get home. But it's fun. We're excited to get home. We're just taking it easy because we're all kind of worn out. This is our third stop. We're in Newville, Wisconsin. We happen to be, there's Maddie. We happen to be like just across the street from the world's largest Culver's, which is interesting. It's not as big as we thought it would be, but it is pretty big. We're not gonna go there though. But we're just stopped to get gas, and we've got about 4 more hours left to go. So we'll go for another couple hours, then we'll stop again. Maddie had been wanting a slushie all day long, so she was super excited to walk into this gas station and see that they had slushies. How's it going, Maddie?
Perfect.
We are stopped again. Hopefully this is our last stop of the day. We are just south of Black River Falls, Wisconsin, at a rest area. Just gonna get out and walk around a little bit, take a little break, and then hopefully we can push through all the way to home from here, because it's just a little over 2 hours left. So that's that. The kids are getting tired and silly in the car, I would say. We're having fun anyway. They're looking at old pictures and stuff, and we're having fun. So yeah, that's all. Hopefully last stop of the day. There are patches of snow on the ground, so that's how we know that we are getting close to home. My kids! It's my kids! We arrived home from St. Louis at about 10:30 at night, and it was dark out and we were all exhausted, so I didn't take any video of our arrival home. But now that I'm sitting here and I'm going back through our trip and thinking about things, I think it went really well. We had a good trip. When we were planning this trip, we had talked about doing something fun, like going to a museum or maybe to the Arch, because there's a lot of cool stuff to do around St. Louis. But ultimately, the game schedule didn't allow us a whole lot of extra time, and that's just how it is when you're traveling for tournaments like this. And also, I'd been sick the whole week before. By Friday, I had been feeling better, but once we got there with the crazy, crazy wind and the cold in St. Louis, by Saturday night, I was pretty miserable again. My sore throat had come back and was just so bad. So we didn't get anything cool or fun really done this time. Maybe someday we'll go back to St. Louis and we'll get to do some of that stuff, like the City Museum and the Arch. But it just wasn't in the cards this time, and that's okay. I thought that we made the best of it, and we had a good trip anyway. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.